Hello, my fellow Retromaniacs. Welcome to Australian PC Users CD-ROM from October 1998. So, I'm gonna check some of these CD, DVD cover discs. There's huge collection of them available on Internet Archive. Like at the moment, the number is 21,382. So yeah, plenty to discover, and obviously the only way to do this probably is using Windows 98 through DOSBox emulator. So yeah, let's check out what I just picked this randomly. So let's see what we have. There are obviously some or a lot of the CD cover discs that are on Internet Archive are not in English, but yeah, it's probably the easiest or the safest way to get some old PC software, especially shareware, if you're interested in those. And usually they are like virus free if you just download some exe files from Internet Archive that might not be the file you're wanting. Obviously, if you want to be totally safe, you should run all the files in a virtual machine. Even DOSBox is probably not safe enough if some of the files contain viruses, but I'm gonna take my chance and hope that Australian PC user wouldn't share infected files. So what do we have? On CD browser. Yeah, it's just a HTML page or HTM. I don't know what's the difference between HTM and HTML. Hypertext media. I think I don't know. Maybe it was first HTM. So yeah, this is supposed to have like multiple demos. Yeah, they are not talking about Windows 98 yet. So I guess it wasn't like it was just coming out, but they assume that you have a Windows 98. So we got Command and Conquer Red Alert demo. Peace has reigned for most of the 20th century until now. The mighty Soviet Empire has begun to liberate all of Europe. How timely. Cities fall and countries collapse before the overwhelming might of the Red Storm. Luckily, it hasn't happened that way. The Allies are scrambling to meet the onslaught, but they have been caught by surprise. Will you help them turn the tide, or complete Stalin's reign of terror and finish them off? Why is Stalin still alive? I guess it was like frozen, like Walt Disney. Yeah, I'm gonna check these demos individually later on. Well, I guess I could install it. Yeah. Don't need those. I usually put everything on the dynamic D drive. Oh, that was fast. No. He who controls the past commands the future. He who commands the future conquers the past. Okay, cool. Yeah. Command & Conquer is one of those series that I feel like I should have played by now, but it's just I've been trying to get into it, but for some reason I'm just like procrastinating. I haven't even played the first game, except for some hour and a half, or maybe. Yeah, Urban Assault. This I have streamed already on my channel. Yeah, there's a like source port in GitHub you can download that allows it to run on modern PC. It's interesting. They share the original URL, and it's FTP. You don't see FTP links nowadays. I don't know why, because I think FTP still exists, but I guess it's not secure enough or something. So no one shares anything anymore through FTP. Yeah, let's just see maybe it runs. I want to see how it runs on this emulator. How do I like? Why is this grayed on? Yeah, I used to have this demo version. It came on the same CD that had like Age of Empires and Motocross Madness and maybe some other games as well. Your host station is the strategic heart from where you create and deploy units, terraform buildings, and manage resources. This is the heart of the war machine. Defend it at all costs. Use the create button on the lower left to choose a vehicle. Then click over the 3D world to instantly materialize it. Jump into the cockpit and control any of the 15 classes of vehicles, including tanks, helicopters, jets, jeeps, bombers, and satellites, each with their own specific weaponry and function. Yeah, it's interesting game design, how you can like switch between the, I mean, God view where you control everything, or then you can just do a first-person shooting. Although I think in order to win, you shouldn't waste time doing one tank versus one tank, or so you can like. It's a neat idea, but still, it's just more efficient to control everything from the from the screen overhead map than just controlling individual unit. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a little bit dark and gritty, and the drawing distance is quite bad. So it's a game that I wish would have like a HD update. Without affecting the gameplay. Let's just install it. I want to see how it runs. gonna put everything on D. Just, it's easier to put everything to D because there's like unlimited space, while the C drive is limited. For when you install Windows, I only have 4 gigabytes reserved. Okay, Microsoft called 98. Well, I already played 99, so I don't know if I want to play the demo. I guess I want to. I'm not gonna install everything now because it's just taking too much time. I'm gonna just glance through everything what this CD-ROM has, and then off stream to install these, because maybe some of these installations don't just freeze or something, so I don't want to do some troubleshooting now. Load Runner 2. It would be nice if there was a screenshot, so they didn't really think. Maybe the magazine had screenshots where this cover this comes from. Motor Racer 2. All right. Recoil. Sega. Okay. Wait. It's very hard to tell what these games are because there are no screenshots. Cyberstorm 2, Grim Fandango. I have this game on my Steam. I haven't finished it. I think I played it. A little bit, and I got stuck in in the woods section. Yeah, it's one of those games I should give a second try. European Air War by Microprose. Okay. Yeah, I think many of these late 90s games were exclusive for Windows, because there was a time late 90s when 3D graphics were just so much better on PC that they couldn't really port these games on PlayStation or Dreamcast or N64 at least. And other thing was that many of these were so complex that you need a mouse and keyboard. So many good games were released only for PC. Nowadays, I think nearly 90% of major games are released for all systems, except of course, I don't know, maybe some strategy games that work better with mouse, but I think modern consoles even allow just plugging in a mouse and keyboard, so that's not a big issue. War Games. Is that based on the movie? It's a good movie. Yeah, 20 years after the film's main character, David Lightman, hacked his way accidentally into the military computer that controlled America's nuclear arsenal and nearly triggered the war. David now works for NORAD, North American Aerospace. Yeah, I think the movie wasn't 20 years old in 1998. I think it was only like it's a movie from I think it was like 80, 82, 83, 84. So it was only 15 years old. But yeah, I'm gonna install these later and check each individually. Let's see what else we have. OmniPage Pro, what is that? Education. Math. Okay. A-level math examinations. The student version does not include the video tutorials. Oh man. I wonder if these probably they also are available on the Internet Archive. 60 minutes of MPEG video. So some like crusty stamp-sized videos. You can hardly even tell what's happening on the numbers. Just look like pixels. Personal tutor series. Memory banks. Yeah, I guess I want to check some of these. Well, let's install one and see what happens. I need to find a way to like disable those dialogues, warning dialogues. It's getting annoying. I wonder if these are like designed for Australian schooling. Hello and welcome. Let's learn some math. If you want to go to the university in Brisbane or Melbourne or Adelaide, you need this software. Okay. Do I want to do that? Need to be added. Why? Multimedia Toolbook. I think I've seen some of those Toolbook software. No. Yeah, I'm gonna check these later and install more. Obviously, I'm not gonna do them all because it will take me like, if there's one video per software, that's only like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 softwares already. What is this? Tropical pest management. Excuse me. Schoolers Aid. Organizer for students. It's too bad that there's no like screenshots. It's very, very boring cover disk. But what, whatever. Mind benders. Mathematical word problems. Who lives where or who owns what? No, I've done some of those like mind benders. I hate them. Deductive reasoning, yeah. Deductive reasoning, it's just It's like we have A, B, C, D, E, F living in yellow, brown, green, blue, black, white house, and they all have like different jobs and different cars, and now then they give like some like riddles or like logical sentences that no person who owns red car lives in a yellow building or something like that. And then you get like your brain starts to boil when you try to keep all those information in your mind. Pencil shaver, educational help, utility design for kids, diary, clock, boring, busy baby, claims to occupy infants keen to use the keyboard. What the hell? I think infants should be allowed to even use computer. Okay, well, maybe I will check this lastly if I will at all more interested in game demos or some interesting apps. Okay, yeah, some of these are for DOS, but I'm just checking Windows 95. Accounting package. What is it? Small business. Okay, boring. Act. Contact management. Organization. Yeah, these sucks. I was hoping like a real player or some like what have you, usual entertainment, like painting tools or something. Mini word processor. Oh, it's just like text. Notepad. HTML files. Yoda type. Send emails and more. $60. Download.com. I think I've used that many times. Yeah, but you know, these like cover magazines, they were they had their advantage because, you know, if there were some like big files like 50 megabytes or more, or even 10 megabytes, you know, downloading them with a like 33 kilobyte modem would take an hour or something. And you know, often it happened that you were downloading something and then it interrupted because someone called at the same time. So yeah, it happened to me. I remember like downloading demo for Tomb Raider, and then just before it was finished, someone called and it was interrupted. I couldn't continue because I didn't know about download accelerator managers, but whatever. Icon creation management program editor. Windows system icons. Okay. Scraps. Small notes for Windows 3.1. Okay. So I don't know if this actually. I think many Windows, or some, or even majority of Windows 3.1 softwares should work on Windows 98. Okay, what do we have here? Online tools. Bug patrol. Hurricane web search. Perform simultaneous searches up to 12 search engines. Yeah, remember when there used to be more than one search engine other than Google? At least here we have some screenshots. Yeah, Hotbot, Excite, Infosec, Lycos, Coral Planet Set, Alta Vista, Northern Light, Yahoo, looks my web. Some of these I've never heard. Where's Ask Jeeves? Transsoft mail control. Yeah, this looks very secure. Not. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't use any of these because DOSBox is not connected to the internet and probably wouldn't be wise, and it couldn't be even possible if you wanted PowerMax 3 URL manager. What is it? What is it? Bookmark manager. Okay, so I guess if the bookmarks don't work in Internet Explorer, but I don't know why. Why would you need a $40 software for bookmarking your websites? Microplanet Gravity. Usenet reader. Yeah, I never actually used any Usenet. It was like I always knew its existence, but it was like it felt that it was like for older people or like old geeks, those who were like 15, 20 years older than me. So they were using these Usenet news groups. So, and the same thing was like the BBS. You know, that was also before my time, and I never got into those because I only like started using the internet in maybe like 1998 onwards. So I missed the early generation of internet and internet apps. Spammer Slammer helps you control spam email programs. Yeah, there's like so many like these softwares that should have been like built in the softwares itself, but I don't know how they like work, how they can like inject like other email programs. You know, it shouldn't be possible that if it's not like a official add-on, but how can they like enhance other programs? It looks or appears to be quite quite risky to download some weird add-on programs for like Microsoft Outlook or something. It's probably gonna be more security holes after than before. Internet Explorer 4. Yeah. It's it's a shame that just by using emulator you cannot browse old internet like it was in 1998. There's some online time machine tools that like combine internet archive, web archive, but even those websites, they are usually incomplete and missing some assets or images. So it's not the same thing. Obviously, everything that requires server, they cannot be loaded. So like there's so much lost media from the early internet, like many like real player videos or webcam feeds or radio podcasts. Well, before the term podcast was used, they are all lost now forever. And many websites are also like lost completely, and especially those that were behind a registration, because Internet Archive couldn't archive content from behind the logging screen. So yeah, there's so much old stuff from the internet that has been lost forever, and is still happening. Every time, every day. I think so much old stuff gets lost because people write things or share things in like Facebook or Discord. And when and when the groups are closed and the servers die, all the content is gone forever. I don't know if everything should be preserved forever, but it's just sad how much stuff on the internet is permanently destroyed. But luckily, some things are preserved, like these cover disks and these softwares you can download and run even today. So it's always nice. Okay, we'll get to utilities. Angela Booth. What the hell is Angela Booth? Not this guy. Okay, well, chip. There's no like cover disk CD without some kind of a chip program. Usually it's either WinChip or WinRAR. But I never heard of Clever Chip. So yeah, I wonder what's the limitation of these servers. They should always like state that okay, it will only work for 90 days, or you cannot like unchip more than one file or something like that. File X98. What is this? Like adds more buttons. File management functions. Copy, delete. Optimize for MS Word. Okay. File mentor. Save, retrieve files. Okay, it's like a search. It's like everything by Void Tools. Yeah, the early Windows, like Windows 95 and 98, they had a quite poor search, and you couldn't even like search inside of a folder. So yeah. was quite annoying to try to find anything. So I guess maybe you wanted to install some third-party search softwares. Directory extension creates the list of HTML files. Okay. Cool. I guess. Yeah, but the thing is that once you like install like 5 or more these softwares, it usually happened that Windows started to get very slow and sluggish because it has to load all these softwares, and there's so much like junk, and you had to like defragment the hard drive, and yeah, usually by a couple of years or even 1 year, your Windows was running like half the speed it used to run when it was new, because all the clutter and programs you had installed. Shorthand for Windows. Autocorrect typing speed. Okay. I don't really understand how. DOS. Those programs should normally be run from the DOS prompt. I don't know how can you actually run DOS files when you're emulating Windows 98 on DOS box. It should be like maybe it just like switches to DOS prompt, but I don't know. Maybe you should just download these files and then run them in DOS box without starting Windows first. I don't know. Thunderbite virus scanner. Never heard of that firm. WinZip 45. With all these shareware programs, I never had a full version of anything. Mostly because paying things online back in the 90s was just so rudimentary and risky. Obviously I couldn't buy anything because I was just a kid, but still even if I would want like force my dad to pay anything, that wouldn't have happened because he wouldn't risk typing his like credit card number anywhere. So I don't know how these companies ever made any money, because just the risk of using any kind of like money online paying methods in the 90s. It wasn't worth it. So usually, and well, I think the only way you actually would get the full version was like going in a PC store and get the full version, boxed version. But I don't even know if like PC stores sold full versions of like WinZip or any other small softwares. They would usually just sell like Photoshop or Microsoft Office. But yeah. What are these patches? DirectX 6, Visual Basic. Okay, interactive. Maybe this is for fun. We can't fit everything in the magazine, and when you check out everything we packed on the CD, you'll understand why. So welcome to PC Users Interactive, where you'll find tutorials, listings, and other files exclusive to the PC User offline CD-ROM. Australian ISPs. Okay. Visual Basic Projects. Set a web page clock to display the time of different. Okay. JavaScript clocked. Time in Sydney. Over.tow. What the hell is .tow? Never heard of that. Tomania? No, that's in Charlie Chaplin's movie. Tuvalu? No, that's no. Tonga. Toga. I don't know. Your local time in San Francisco, time in Sydney. Okay, where's the code? Source code for this page. Okay, function. Yeah, I'm not. I haven't done JavaScript programming. I have tried to do some like lessons, but I don't have any web page, so there's no real like use for me to learning these things because I don't have a personal website or. But yeah, so press set my minutes. Build time string. New date. Okay. Okay. Well, let's see if it works. It's actually correct. Kinda is. Yeah. What is it? Am I still in 1999 because I changed for Microsoft Money? The date. Okay, so in 2026. But yeah, there's as well. You can change the year, but you can also like use a software called run as date to set the program to start in a specific date. For example, if there's like a demo version, you can maybe, if it's not like expecting you to manipulate the date, it will allow to run the trial version forever by just changing the date. When you launch the app. Okay. Visual Basic Project. Yeah, I have read a couple of like gaming magazines, but I have not read any of these like general PC magazines. It would be interesting to read some of these when they like review old hardware or do like sound card or monitor tests or review some apps. So yeah, maybe in the future I will pick some like old PC or some just electronic technology magazines. But yeah, I've never done any Visual Basic. What is it even trying to do? Add a help file to your Visual Basic project. Okay. Microsoft Help Workshop. Yeah, well, whatever. Well, I think, it's a sign of a, proper PC magazines that, if it includes some of programming lessons, it's not just for like casual readers. So, they challenge you to do your own stuff as well. Yeah. Using the World Wide Web. Alta Vista. With the blue thing here. Yeah, it's always nice to see these old screenshots of websites. Your first steps on the internet. What is this? School PC Australia. Yeah, some of these like cover discs might even include a full offline HTML files. So that's always like real treasure if you can find offline files downloaded from the internet, because some of those might not even exist on the Internet Archive anymore. But not this page. Oh, Lycos, old Lycos. I wonder what happened to that site. Probably got merged, and maybe the creators got rich by selling before the .com bubble bursting. Lycos Pro Power Panel. How do you use search engine? Oh yeah, Boolean. Yeah. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that many like web pages don't even accept Boolean keywords anymore, because they kind of like think that modern or young people don't even know these things, so why not even include them? What the hell? I like on the internet now. Is there anything else here? ICQ, I had that, but the thing was that no one was using it really, so I was forced to migrate to MSN Messenger. Is there anything else here? Glenn Reese. Jan Wikström from Sweden. Cool phone you have, Linda. I wonder if any of these emails still work. When I say, yeah, I just enjoyed your article on PC User Australia from 1998. They're like, ah, was that email sent like 30 or 28 years ago? Michelle, Fiona. Yeah, all these people are now, if they are in the 30s, they are already like almost their 60s now. Some are dead, probably. Was there anything else here? Oh, what the hell happened there? Oh, it wants to go to the internet. No. I think that was all. So I'm gonna install those demo files and maybe play some of those games or check those apps. Antivirus. No, I don't want any antivirus software. Omnipage Pro, what the hell is this? Optical character recognition. Jeez. $250? Are you kidding me? Oh, cool. What's on the August magazine? Super touring car. Warcraft 2. Yeah, I might check out some other PC user cover discs. It's not the most interesting cover disc because it's so boring with its design. multimedia or macromedia or animation or video clips or even screenshots, so it's kind of boring. But there are some other like PC magazines that maybe are better, so I'm gonna check those. Anyway, that's all